Okay, so today we're going to be testing hip adduction with 2Ds, muscle length test. So I get you to lay down supine. So this test, we're doing hip adduction, but we're actually testing the hip abductors. And hip abductors are important for walking, running, and stabilizing the pelvis when you're rotating it. And then, so I'm just going to make sure the hip is neutral, the knees are extended. And compensations I'm going to be looking for this test is any movement in the pelvis or hip region. So, do you have any prior injuries or pain or anything in your legs? No? Okay. So I'm just going to be lifting it slightly a little bit, and then moving it in. Okay. You're doing the same thing with the other leg. Okay. So both legs were equal in terms of range of motion, and normal is 10 to 30 degrees, which he achieved on both legs.
Today we're going to be testing your pec major if you want to just lie on the table on your back. So we're going to be checking to see if you have a tight pec major, which can cause rounded shoulders, which can lead to further complications if it is tight. So what we're first going to do is just put your arms all the way up to the side at 90 degrees, and this is testing your clavicular fibers of your pec major. And we're just looking to see if you have rounded shoulders and if your arms are touching the table. And they both look good. Yep, so that looks perfect. So you passed that test. And then we're going to be moving your arms to 130 degrees to now test your sternal fibers. 135, sorry, and we're just going to get it perfect. And we're just looking for the same thing, a rounded shoulder joint, and if your arms are touching the table. And everything also looks good. So it doesn't look like you have any pec major tightness at all, which is good. And that's everything.
Hi Trevor, so today we're going to be doing the lower trapezius manual muscle test on you today. So the lower trapezius is an important muscle for scapula stabilization. So we want to make sure that everything is working fine and it's not too weak. Otherwise there will be some dysfunction of your scapula.
All right.
So I'll get you to lay down supine with your head towards this direction. Just right there is good.
Right there.
So what I'm going to get you to do is put your arms in 135 degrees of abduction, or your shoulders in 135 degrees of abduction. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply pressure on your posterior forearm just above the wrist. It's going to be about 5 pounds of pressure. I'm going to instruct you to breathe in and then breathe out through an open mouth, and then I'm going to say meet my pressure, and that's when you meet my pressure. So I'm going to do it. All right. So breathe in, breathe out, meet my pressure. So what I'm looking for is that there's no shoulder elevation, and I want to make sure that Trevor's elbows are locked. So if you can make sure those are locked, and we'll do the test again. Breathe in, breathe out, meet my pressure. Okay, so Trevor's lower trapezius looks like it's functioning pretty well.
Okay, so today we're going to be doing assessing your push-ups. Have you ever done push-up before?
Yeah.
Okay, can I see you do one normally how you do it? Okay, can you stop? How did that feel? Did it hurt anywhere? Did you feel comfortable?
Felt good.
No? Okay. So I'm just going to show you how the proper steps to go through your push-up. So you want your arms, you're going to start on your stomach. Your arms a little bit further than shoulder width apart. And then with your elbows in, extend them to their straight. I'm using my toes as a pivot point. I'm keeping my whole body straight. And the important thing with a push-up is making sure that your back is neutral, you're not compensating or anything. So if I had a dowel rod, I would make sure your head, your key spine, and your sacrum are all in line.
Okay.
Yeah, so then can you see you do another one? Just keeping those points in mind. Just go a little bit lower, almost all the way down. There you go. Does that feel okay?
Yep.
Yeah. So if your client was unable to do this, you could also tell them that they can do it from their knees as the modified version. It's going on again. That just reduces some of the stress placed on their back. And then this exercise works obviously upper body and then your chest muscles.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Hi, Jen.
Hi.
Today we're going to be doing the dead bugs. Have you ever done the dead bugs before?
A little bit, not too much.
Okay, so I'll show you what it looks like before we get started.
Okay.
So the whole objective is just to kind of keep your legs straight, arms up, and then you do one leg down and one the opposite arm, and you repeat it. And you can do it for however many reps you want, usually about 8 to 12. But before we do that, we'd like you to lie on your back, and we're just going to do an abdominal coordination test to make sure that you're able to do it.
Okay.
Is it okay if I palpate your spine?
Yep.
Perfect, so lift up your back for a sec, let me get my hands in there, and then push your back into my hand. And what you're going to be doing is getting your knees at 90 degrees, a little bit lower, and you're just going to be bringing your heels all the way to the ground and keeping your legs at 90. And perfect, and you kept your back on my hand, which is awesome, so you're able to do it. So what we're first going to do is we're going to lift up your legs straight, arms straight, and go ahead. One down. Perfect, and I can see that you're keeping your back flat on the ground, which is awesome. So I'm going to give you a little progression that might make this a bit more challenging. So it's going to be the same thing, so you can go up into the starting position, but this time you can go down slowly, and as soon as you get to the top, you're going to go up super fast with lots of power. And how does that feel?
Okay.
So a bit easy? Perfect, so I'll give you one more then. That might make it a little harder. So you're going to put this medicine ball in your hand, and now you're going to bring your legs up, and when you bring your foot down, you're going to bring your arms down at the same time. And your back's on the ground, which is perfect. And how does that feel? Any pain?
No.
Perfect, that is awesome. I can take that ball for you. There you go. And those dead bugs are an awesome exercise for your abdominal coordination, and they're also good for your abs, which is like your rectus abdominis, your obliques, and your transverse abdominis. So great job.
Okay, thanks.
Hey Jen, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, thanks. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be doing the overhead medicine ball throw. Okay, so are you familiar with the overhead ball throw?
Not really, I don't really like that.
Okay, no worries. So it's going to be backwards as well. So I've made this line right here. So
Oh, wow.
look at how professional it is. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a step forward, and I'm going to get you to throw this backwards over your head. So stand with your legs about shoulder width apart.
Okay.
You're going to bring it down as you bend your knees, and you're going to use the energy that you bring when going down, and you're going to bounce back up, and you're going to jump and throw the ball behind. So I'll show you. So the one thing I noticed that I did was that I released it too early. You want to throw it at about a 45-degree angle so that it gets as much distance as it does height. Okay, so I'll give this to you and you'll try. First I'll assess you from the side. I didn't see anything wrong. That was really good using the progression from your legs to really bring you forward. And I didn't really hear anything wrong. I didn't hear any cracks. How did you feel?
Okay.
Felt good? Okay, great. Okay, so now I'm going to assess you from the front. So if you want to take the step forward from that line. Great. So how did you feel that time? Good? Yeah, I didn't notice anything visually that was wrong. There was no swaying back and forth. Also, I didn't hear anything. How did you feel? You felt good, you said that. Okay, great. So now so the importance of this exercise is that it's a total body power. So how fast can you get your body to contract to release that medicine ball as far as you can? Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to kind of test your side-to-side power ability. So we're going to get you starting down from your left side and then throwing over your right shoulder.
Okay.
So I'll show you this one. We'll see you do that with your right and your left.
Okay, am I taking a step forward still?
Yes. Shoulder width apart. Great. Okay, and now from the other side, and I'm going to assess you from the front this time. Great. So everything looks visually well, and again, Jen, how did you feel?
Good.
Good? Did you feel it work each side as you did that one?
Mm-hmm.
Great. And I didn't hear anything wrong with it. Great job, Jen.
Thanks.